Hi YouTube, my name is King and welcome to King in the Games. This is a deck profile video for Saturday's tournament that me and Adiel went to. I play different Dimension Demons and short DDDs for the new Link formats. This is the day before the ban list, and the deck will change accordingly for the ban list and such. This video will contain my main deck, my side deck, and my extra deck, and what I would change from after playing. So, thank you. First we played one Max Safe in the main. We played one Glow Bulb, one Desperado, one Gofu. We played the 3 Scorpion Predator Plant and the 1 Cobra. For the Maxi is self-explanatory since it got banned. 1-for-1 is just for another rank 1 plays, and then the Link Haribo since it's now legal. Desperado in theory was cool for synchro plays, but never really came up, and I decided it out every game. Gofu is good just for a quick deco talker, and this also was cool because it fed for my allure. It was cool because I could also make a rank 3 if I so decided, and then also being able to add an instant fusion or any of my contracts that were also fusion cards. It was just a free plus, but I also cited it out a lot because of a lot of back row heavy decks that were there. Now for the rest of the monster lineup, I played the basic standard stuff: 3 Kepler to search out my contracts, Swirl Slime for the special summon and the fusion from hand, 3 Lamia so I can synchro, and also for Link Haribo. Link Haribo really put in a lot of work because being able to manipulate the skill with the level 1s, since a big combo I did was I would fusion with Kepler and Swirl Slime, with Lamia and Swirl Slime, and then be able to banish Swirl Slime, the special summon Kepler, and then be able to tribute the Kepler for Link Haribo, and then all other stuff, and then go off. But then I played 3 I don't know how to say his name, Savant Copernicus. Basically, he's just a Foolish Burial on summon, and he sends any of your DDDs, which was good, but he's awkward sometimes with weird hands. Then I played one Arthurus just for, he's a tuner, also his pendulum effect you can pop stuff with, so it gets rid of field spells or continuous back rows. And then I played one Leonidas because sometimes he's a free special summon who's level 7, and if you have a contract leaning on the field that's gonna burn you, you can gain that 1,000 without losing it. And the last card for the monster lineup, played 2 DD Ghost. It was okay. I didn't really like it that much, but I feel like it depends on the build. For this specific build, I think it would be better at 1, just because I don't really care for my banished things too much. But then the last 2 cards were mandatory 2 Necro Slime. I'd play 3 only because I got through my deck fast, and the third one being able to banish to summon another fusion is would have been a lot more better in my opinion. But overall, everything was alright. I feel like I just misplayed a couple times. For the spells, I played 1 Dark Contract with a Swamp, just a basic fusion card. And then I played the second version of it, which is Forbidden Dark Contract with the Swamp King. In theory, this was really good. I got a free special summon off of it, and then it's basically the same graveyard effect of fusion by banishing. I like this one better, so I'd play 2 and then maybe 1, but maybe just 2. This is better. Then the standard 3 contract with the gate, just to search out any monsters. And then for the 1-ofs, I played 1 Foolish Burial to send whatever I needed to be engraved, 1-for-1 to get my Kepler or Lamia, Soul Charge because it's just standard to be able to go to reoccur what you sent to grave, just another monster born. Instant Fusion was good because I would just summon Thousand Eyes Restrict, take a monster, and then summon Link Haribo off of it, and then Pot of Desires, and then the 3 Allure for draw power. The one trap I made was just star contract with the witch, which is just my favorite contract card out of all. Just being able to pop and then boost my monsters so they're bigger for them, and then getting stuff into the grave is also good. Just like I guess another version of Trident, but in trap form. That's for the main deck. Right now, we're gonna go into the side. For the side deck, I played 2 Scapegoat. Scapegoat is really good because it's one, it eats hits, and 2, if your opponent doesn't have anything to get over him, then you could just use him to go into link stuff or link Rebo or synchro with it or whatever you really need. And then I played the Solemn Brigade. 2 strikes and 1 solemn. The 3rd strike was never needed, but the lineup overall was really good. The only time it wasn't good was against the new structure deck, the fairy, the trap deck. I don't really remember what it's called. Counter fairies. It didn't really do good against them just because they don't care for the monster effects. A card that was MVP was Phoenix Windblast, putting cards on top of the deck and then being able to send things to the grave, like Necro Slime, Swirl Slime, etc. Putting especially Link monsters back into the extra deck, and no one was ready for this card. MVP overall. A card that I never got to test out just due to the matchups because none of the decks spams really hard, and the one deck that did spam hard was the Holy Grail deck or whatever, Roll Chalice, and I got Maxi both matchups in first hand, so that game was very easy to win when you get Maxi against a deck that doesn't want to not special. But in theory, the summon limits are really good against the decks that want to go off and you're going first and you draw it, because they're only allowed to summon twice, and if they don't have a way to get rid of it, their turn's over, especially if they gamma, you know what I mean. The last cards in my side were 3 Ghost Ogres for the field spells or whatever, and 2 effect failures. Obviously you could bump up this to be able to either cherries or gamma. That's just preference. I just don't want, it's more of a budget version of the deck. Lastly, I played an extra copy of the Dark Witch just because it was better. And then for the extra deck, I played 1 Deco Talker, 1 Proxy Dragon, and 1 Link Rebo for the links. Proxy Dragon I never really went into, but when I did, it was necessary, just for protection. Link Rebo was overall MVP, only went into Deco Talker twice every game. For the fusions, for instant fusion, I went Thousand Eyes Restrict, just for, like I said, I could take opponent's monsters and summon him off Link Rebo. Then I played this card. I never went into it, but in theory it was really cute, being able to contact fuse with 2 pendulum monsters and then special summon one of the monsters I just sent from the grave and then go off from there. It just never came up in the games, but I feel like in more of a, when you're playing Thomas in the deck, it would have been better because Thomas just spits out monsters. Then I played the standard 2 Flame King. Because, you know, you just need him. He's a reoccurring level 6, so you can make him to synchro for level 7 or 2 to make 8. Then I made, I wish I played 2 of her, but Oracle was really good overall, made her, and the only time she died is when I overextended. The next MVP I wish I played 2 as well was Dragon Blade. Dragonbane King Beowulf. He was really good overall, especially the back row every deck. They did whatever they could to get rid of him because as soon as my standby phase hits, I can heavy storm the field, which is mind blowing. But the effect only went off once, but every single time I summoned him, I got over older strikes and whatever was out. So he basically baits everything out for me to go harder or go over what they were. I wasn't scared basically after they got rid of him. The last card, who was also a good card to play because he's a big beater and everyone has to get rid of him as well, is Wave Oblivion Caesar Ragnarok, long ass name. Basically when he attacks, you can't activate anything to stop his attack, and if they have another monster, you could target the other monster and take it and equip it to him so he gains the attack and defense of it and they don't get it back. So it takes monsters and gets stronger with every attack. For the synchros, I played one Coral Dragon that I never went into, but in theory it was cute. I'm taking it out, but it's there. I played King Alexander for level 7. He is good just for the one of, because he basically is just a one level higher from level 8 to make your Siegfried that you're playing. In this build I'm playing 2. I'd be playing 2, and then I'm taking this out to play the Crystal Wing that I don't have on me. But Crystal Wing makes the deck actually a lot better, because then you get Siegfried, Crystal Wing, and then whatever else you have on the board to make it better. Because then you can make it a spell and a monster effect, and then be able to attack over basically anything with the Crystal Wing. And then the last synchro is Omega. You could play 2 Omegas if you wanted. One was fine with me, and Omega overall wasn't ever bad just having it. I made it maybe 2 matches out of my 4. So he was good. He big beater, take a card out their hand, and also if he were to strike you, I could activate his effect to shuffle cards back into the extra deck. So that's basically it. The last card was what's his name? Don King Caliuga. I only went into him once, and then that game I won. But he's harder to make in this version of the deck, but not that it's harder, it's sometimes you don't need to. A lot of the time, by the time you would need to make him, it's more of a desperate decision in this version. In the tournament, I lost the first one match. I won the second match, tied the third, and then I lost the fourth. And then most of the time, the only time it was an actual loss is when I actually just misplayed. Like, there was time where I didn't have the Crystal Wing was the first game. Other than that, the deck run pretty solid. Other than the things I self-explanatory said I would change, I would only make the deck more slower pace, add more of the, like, at main deck, the Phoenix Wind Blast, and the second Witch, and then obviously Maxie's getting banned, so I would switch that for maybe not maining any hand traps at all. Or since Gamma's getting reprinted, I'd add Gamma. But there's a lot of things that you could do with the deck. There's 2 different versions: the more Link Synchro Wave version, or you could play the more XYZ heavy version. But that's up to you guys. Thank you for watching, and please stay around for watching more Yu-Gi-Oh content and deck profile videos. Once I get my a keyboard for my Mac, then I'll be able to give you more live streams and other content. Thank you again. This is King in the Games, and stay watching. Like and subscribe.